culture that's all about do, achieve, perform. And it's exhausting, isn't it? We get tired, we get drained because we feel like we have to prove something, that we're the best at this or that or the other thing. God never really called us to that, but somehow we drive ourselves into the ground doing all this. And I want to just encourage you to give yourself permission, yes, permission, to be still. In fact, that is the famous Psalm 46:10 that you'll see on plaques at some people's houses. Be still and know that I am God. One thing I've learned is if I am not still, if I don't take a few moments to just refresh myself, I'm really no good to anybody else. I'm not a good mom. I'm not a good wife. I'm not a good friend. I'm not a good ministry person because I'm depleted. So maybe it's time to give yourself permission to just rest for 5, 10, 15 minutes, maybe a couple times during the day, not necessarily scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or playing some kind of game, but just resting in the Lord. It might mean for you in the wintertime sitting in front of your fireplace with a cup of coffee or tea and just being still with God and saying, Jesus, I just want to hang out with you for just a moment. Just replenish me in your presence. Or in the summer, it might be puttering around outside or just sitting out in the sun with a cup of lemonade and you're just being still with God. Even if it's during a work break, you're working 40, 50 hours a week and you have a work break and you're like, instead of scrolling on Facebook, I'm going to just go outside for a moment, look at the beauty of whatever landscape, if you have landscape, and just be still with God and get myself refreshed. It is not a guilty thing. It's something that you have to feel guilty about to get refreshed, to get filled up. And I want to share one other quick thing. I think sometimes we are empty and don't have anything to give as a wife, a mom, a friend, whatever, because we haven't realized God's love for us. Our love tank is depleted. And so I just want to direct you to Ephesians 3. I'm going to read a little section of scripture here, starting in verse 16 of Ephesians 3. And just let this wash over you. It's my prayer for you. It says, I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all the saints to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the fullness of Christ. I mean, wow. God's love is really something we can't even comprehend. It is so deep. And he loves you with that everlasting love. Let that truth just wash over you. Be filled up with the knowledge of his love.